What up, Tucson, Arizona? This is the Call Me Crazy show. Very happy to be here. Uh, episode 252. Uh, episode 252. And the previous episode, it was a special episode, because two things. Because it's almost been a month since Bin Laden been shot and killed. But also, the last episode is we went to the 6th annual Screamorama. I told myself I was going to call it the official name. Not Screamathon. It's the Loft. All night. Screamorama. But anyways, we survived. And me and Marty were able to do the entire 12-hour run. But we saw these great movies in order. It's Slither, Candyman, Alone in the Dark, Pumpkinhead, Dead Snow, and House by the Cemetery. And I'm forgetting the fucking. I'm forgetting the other movie. I'm sorry. I'm having a. I do not remember. Tell me more.
Reanimator.
Reanimator. I'm so sorry, Reanimator fans out there.
Syringe.
I'm so sorry. But that was the reason why I went to the Screamorama was to watch Reanimator. Which, by the way, was the best selection of the whole night. Or I should say, excuse me, the whole night and day of the Screamorama. But anyways, it was a great time. We had a blast. At the end, it was a packed house. I'm not sure how many people are packed into the biggest movie theater that the Lost have with the screen facing, I'm assuming, north of Speedway. Yes, north of Speedway. But anyways, it holds a couple of hundred people. I couldn't tell you if it's 500 or 750. I couldn't tell you if it's under 1,000. But I can tell you for a fact it's a couple of hundred people can fit in there. And at 9 o'clock, when it started, there was a questionnaire contest, and DVD prizes were on display. And audience member won several prizes. But the first movie they showed was Slither. But the second movie, the one I want to talk about, is Reanimator, which is a 1985 movie directed by Stuart Gordon, starring Jeffrey Combs, and it has one of the best. I think it has one of the best plots ever conceived for a movie. And before I say anything else, for you people out there who are not familiar with H.P. Lovecraft's body of written work, which he's famous for all his stories and short stories, which Reanimator is based on. But anyways, the movie's based on H.P. Lovecraft, and the movie doesn't take any liberty with it, only to change it to fit the modern era. But it has one of the best autopsy room, massacre, carnage, gore fest. I have yet to see that still top. Even when I was watching it on the big screen with Marty and the several hundred other people, I still got goosebumps watching some of my favorite scenes in Reanimator, because it's still a powerful movie. I can never forget when they beat the cat to death, or I should say the second or third time. But when they reanimate the bodies in the autopsy room, that's just great. And who can forget when the beginning of the movie where, for some apparent reason, they're putting a Q-tip in a hole that's drilled inside of a forehead of a cadaver. But if you've never seen Reanimator, man, you have to watch it if you're truly a horror fan. And I think there's a horror fan in all of us. Only certain people don't like to admit it. And I'm assuming, which is pretty much the whole world, because people who think, who if you like horror movies a little too much, you might be a little too weird. But if that's the case, then the whole planet's weird. But anyway, for Reanimator, and who can forget the scene where Jeffrey Combs, the doctor, chopped off the head with the shovel off his fellow doctor, and you just gotta see it. I don't want to give away too much, but Reanimator, if you're at the, I want to say if you're at the neighborhood Blockbuster, ask your video clerk to see if he can get you Reanimator. But now it looks like there's no more Blockbuster stores to go visit. But that's okay, there's Netflix and there's Redbox. So don't fret, you can find the movie out there. It's called Reanimator. Don't pay attention too much to the other two films that, there were two more films that continued. Not very good. Part 2 is a little better than 3, not by much. But first one, folks, is a freaking fucking classic. This is part also, I don't want to give away too much, but it has everything you want in a movie. And to think that the budget on that movie was not very much, it's not the mega budget which most movies are made of these days. $150 million budget for a movie is not unheard of now. Spending $200 million like Avatar. Back then, that was unheard of, but Reanimator still packed a punch, and that was my favorite movie of the night. It was great seeing it. I would not mind seeing it at 4 in the morning or at 7 in the morning, which gets me back next to my next topic. I remember at one point, folks, great, I have nothing to think of. I remember at one point it was like 3 something in the morning, almost 4, and it's maybe a half the people have been left by then, because by then it's already 7 hours into it, and we had 5 more to go, right? But I remember thinking, this is what movie cinema is all about. Watching a horror movie with everything you would want to expect in a horror movie at 4 in the morning. And then I thought, okay, there's another movie on here that I'm pretty fond of, and it's called Dead Snow, and it's a Norwegian movie, and as you can guess, it's a movie about dead Nazi soldiers coming out of a mountainside, chasing these skiers. And even though the subtitle, I have seen it before. I had seen it a couple years ago when it had first came out. It had an independent run. But Dead Snow came out at 5 in the morning? It was 5. By then, Dead Snow, the movie, first opening credits came on at 5 something in the morning. And then I remember rolling around at 7:30, and I was like, oh my god, I am not going to make it. I am not going to fucking make it. And I'm going to have to tell Marty, my ass is killing me. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. My back is killing me from sitting on the hard chair. Even though I love the Loft, 12-hour run in those same chairs is a little hard on the spine. I'm surprised nobody came out with a hunchback. But anyways, we had a great time. Thank you, Loft. You guys always know what to do. I'll see you in a bit. Excuse me, I'm back. Anyways, talking about the Loft, thank you so much for all you guys at the Loft. Once again, Screamo-Rama was a success. It was my 3rd one, and it was great. And also everybody there treated everybody very well, and it was all good fun. But boy, coming out of that movie theater at 9 o'clock in the morning after watching 7 movies in a row, it was pretty nice. And I think it's always neat and fun. Excuse me. I think it's always neat and fun that whoever manages to stay up and keep watching the movies at the end. The Loft supplied orange juice and blueberry muffins and croissant, which it helped because it got us ready for the last movie. And the second thing I wanted to talk about with that is at the end of the night, or I should say at the end of the beginning of the morning, I should say, everybody who had survived Screamorama were all asked to get in the group, and we got our pictures taken, and it was posted on Facebook. And by the time you see this, it might not be posted on Facebook anymore, but it was great to see our pictures on there. But wow, there was a lot of people there at the end. I would say 100 plus. Okay, but thank you, Loft, once again for that. Alrighty, now let's get to the stuff what the show was created for. Okay, here we go. Okay, it's now been 22 days since Bin Laden's been shot and killed. No ifs, ands, or buts. It was him. It was Bin Laden. But anyways, everybody at the time, they were like, okay, we all know that we killed him. We all know that President Obama and the rest of his team were watching in real time in a war room at the White House while watching the entire situation unfold. But we all know that. But what they did after Bin Laden was shot and killed, they had retrieved his body and took pictures of it and took a DNA test to confirm it was him. Okay, and it's been 22 days, and it's official now. They will never release any photos of Bin Laden being. They will never release any photos confirming or showing Bin Laden's corpse. The Obama administration feels it doesn't need to put out the pictures only to enforce the idea that he's really dead, because he really is dead. So that's what's going on with those pictures. Some people in groups are demanding that they put out the pictures, but it's going to be 50, 60, I'm assuming 50 years before anybody will ever get to see the picture in public. By then, it shouldn't really matter. But for now, they won't be doing that. Okay, on the subject of that, several things we have learned from all the things that Bin Laden had in his mansion. And when I say mansion, it's not like a mansion here in the U.S. with 36 rooms and 18 restrooms and a jacuzzi, spa, gym, movie theater, kitchen, 4 kitchenettes, tennis, an outhouse. But it's not like those. But it was a big house that he lived in that was surrounded by 12-foot walls. And anyways, just so that the compound, it worked on the basis of like Bin Laden was a king in this place, and he had a follower and servant, and he had 3 wives reportedly living there with him, living with Bin Laden. And from what we have found out when we were leaving during the raid, or when I say leaving the U.S., they took all the hard drives that Bin Laden had in his room, and he had videos. Apparently, he had shot video of himself watching himself on TV, and I guess critiquing his work. And then also too, there's some video snippets I saw where Bin Laden has remote control, and I guess he's changing the channel, and he comes across a President Obama press conference, which I think is an eerie moment, because those are the nemesis, the superhero, and arch nemesis of the superhero. But from what we have found out from all the information that we had came out from the hard drive, let me get back to you on that. What is that at? I am so sorry. Okay, from all the DVDs, all the hard drives that Bin Laden had that were taken from the compound, all the information that we had able to extract from all his information that he had in there. Oh, here we go. This is what we found out. He had almost 220 million pages of text. That was how much was confiscated from the Bin Laden compound. And you gotta think, folks, 220 million pages of text coming out from Osama Bin Laden compound. That's a fucking treasure trove of fucking information. And this is information that we sorely need, because this is the bad guys, folks. So we were able to retrieve 220 million pages of text, and I'm going to get to other points on that, okay? Then also, too, from all those information that we were able to glean out from that, it turns out Bin Laden and Al Qaeda, get this, folks. I shouldn't even be saying this. But get this, folks. Bin Laden and Al Qaeda were planning to derail trains here in the U.S. It doesn't say where, but they were planning to derail trains on the 10th anniversary coming up here in this coming September, 9/11. This coming 9/11 will be the 10th anniversary, and they were planning to derail trains here in the U.S. So he was still hard at work, trying to fucking destroy us, that son of a bitch. But he's fucking dead, and I'm glad. And here's the thing, also too. They found fucking porn, and this is a guy who supposedly hated Western influences. And when I mean Western influences, to people like Bin Laden, Western influences is all things U.S. in terms of, and also parts of Europe and parts of South America. Is thinking in terms of we have so much personal liberty, we're sinners of the flesh, we're the infidels. Western influences, we're the nuclear power. That's what Western influences mean, that we have no family values whatsoever. And that, what Bin Laden was trying to do with these attacks was he was trying to bring about change and saying, you know what, I don't want no more Western influences. I want the Muslim influence. I want the Islamic influence to be the number one thing for the whole world. That's what he wanted to do. And I can't understand why he gets hated us so much. But then again, he was a crazy, insane maniac. And they found porn. And here's the thing that gets to me too. And in addition to porn that they found in Bin Laden, the fucking hypocrite motherfucker, is that his favorite drinks of choice was Coke and Pepsi. They found Coke and Pepsi everywhere. Or apparently, Bin Laden's preference of choice for drinking was, no, not fucking Pakistan or Afghanistan tea. No, not Brazilian coffee. No, good old USA fucking Coke and Pepsi. And here he is saying that Western influences are bad. And the guy had the fucking nerve to say that Western influences are bad when the motherfucker has a remote control and he's doing what every other person in the whole world does, thanks to someone here in the U.S. who created the television, is fucking channel surfing. You know, channel surfing is one of the biggest activities that the whole world does at one point in their life. And he's doing that, and here he is, he's trying to convey an image of that. He's like, okay, I live in caves, I'm in hideouts, I'm a frail man, I have this turban, I wear tattered clothes. I stink. I have a long, nasty, filthy, fucking natty hair, beard, where I can hide like 10 rats maybe. That's the message and image that he was trying to convey to all his followers and to us, the U.S. And turns out he wasn't. He was living on a compound in Pakistan, living it up. And on top of that, he had 3 wives. And on top of that, they found medicine. I can't verify this, but they found, supposedly, I'm not sure this is true, but maybe it is a natural alternative that they might have over there. But they found a natural alternative to Viagra, and apparently Bin Laden had a lot of what's the word? I guess I assume he did the what's the word I'm looking for? Being fruitful. But anyway, I think it goes to show that I guess he was a horny ass bastard because he had 3 wives, and I think he had more. I'm not sure, but he had 3 living there, and I guess 2 or 1 of them were killed. And I you know what I say to Bin Laden's wife who did get killed? Good riddance, because you deserve to be shot in the head if you were Osama Bin Laden's wife, because you don't need to be alive and walking this earth. But it turns out, not too many people know about it, but people know about it now. Bin Laden was not a poor schmuck from a cave. He was a son, get this folks, he was the son of a fucking billionaire. He did not have a simple childhood. He led a privileged life. And a couple days ago, I saw a picture of him at the age of 16 somewhere in Switzerland. And he does not look like the fucking horrific monster that he looks like today. But he looks like a normal 16-year-old kid. And I'm looking at this picture, and he's standing in the street in Sweden or Denmark, some shit like that, because he was educated in Europe also. And it just boggles the mind to think that this kid is going to grow up to be a figure in terms of almost in the same category as Saddam Hussein and Adolf Hitler. May they all have a threesome in hell, and I hate to say this, but hopefully they have a good time in doing that. Alrighty, and then the porn too. So that means that with Bin Laden jerking off to porn while he could not satisfy the 3 wives, so that means he's jerking off to porn. So the number 1 terrorist probably didn't want the whole world to know like porn, because apparently if you have a lot of porn on your hard drive and that you manage to save, that only means one thing, that you have a sex addiction. And I read somewhere sex addiction range from having 4 or 5 orgasms a day to maybe 20 orgasms a week. And then I also read somewhere sexual addiction, I think it's 7 orgasms a week is too many. I don't know how that works, but I want all his followers of Al Qaeda, Bin Laden Al Qaeda followers, to take a hard look at their dead leader, because apparently he was a piece of shit. Alrighty, and then what I also learned is the first person Obama called when Bin Laden was killed was George W. Bush. So how about that? Okay, and I think that's the last thing I'm ever going to say about Bin Laden. Alrighty, now for news here at home. It's weird to think our culture relies a lot on information and different perspectives of us here in the U.S. But it seems like there's always a morbid curiosity to own certain things like of dead celebrities and dead world leaders and whatnot. But get this, folks. We all remember the Unabomber. The Unabomber was a huge story back in 1996, 97. The Unabomber was responsible for a string of bombings through the mail. He killed, I believe, 4 to 5 or 6 people by mail bombs, and he got busted. He got caught in a one-room cabin. I forget where in Wyoming, but anyway, the Unabomber was famous for leaving bombs also by dumpsters and cars. And everybody who had seen the Unabomber but wasn't aware that he was leaving bombs, he was always wearing these hoodies and wearing this hoodie and glasses. And we all seen that Unabomber sketch where he has the hoodie glasses and the hoodie and the glasses. But anyway, get this, folks. As of today, they're going to be going. As of today, it became official that actual hoodie glasses that Ted Kaczynski, he was the one who was convicted of the Unabomber attack. His hoodie, his glasses, his typewriter, his tools, his clothing, and all his books that were in that cabin is going to go on sale. It's going to go out in an auction house online, I believe, next week. So if you have money, folks, and if you like those sunglasses that the Unabomber was wearing, you can buy them. And then also, too, I don't know if this is true or not, it came out this week. It looks like there might be some connection to Unabomber to the 1982 Tylenol murder cases concerning the pills. Remember back in 1982, someone laced Tylenol with cyanide, and not a lot of people died, but more than enough. I believe less than 10. But they took these little cyanide-laced capsule pills of Tylenol, not knowing that they were laced with cyanide, and they died. And that was in Chicago in '82. And it turns out there's too many coincidences now that they found out, because the Unabomber was born in Chicago, blah blah, and all that. But they think that he might have been one of the accomplices, or might have been one of the people who put the cyanide in the 1982 Tylenol murder case. And that's just amazing to think that years later they can still figure out a case, even if it is a cold case. Alrighty. On a lighter note, I love Lady Gaga. I think she's funny. I guess not funny. I think she's great. I have her on my iPod. I just like how she just represents herself. She doesn't give a shit. That's what it's all about. That's great. But anyways, she made $90 million last year. And also, too, she has 32 million Facebook friends. and then here, get this, 10 million people check her Twitter every day. So that's pretty funny. And then another funny thing is, we all found out this week that Arnold Schwarzenegger, who's not the governor of California, or I should say California, has a love child. And I don't want to talk about it. That's fucked up. Nah, I'm just kidding. We'll talk about it. But anyways, it came out that in 2001, he fathered a child from a lady who works on the household staff. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck. I still want to see Arnold Schwarzenegger in Terminator 5. Alright. And it should be called Judgment Day Part 2. Because, get this, folks. I know. Alright. Here, we'll get to the good part. It's 8:30 right now, okay? Today is May 20th. There are people right now who are convinced in 4.5 hours that Judgment Day is upon us. Anyways, if you go to www.familyradio.com or www.timehasAN.com, you'll see what I'm talking about. But apparently, these groups of people are convinced tomorrow morning the whole world is gonna fucking stop and end and crumble and fucking gonna obliterate into the smoldering pile of bones and dust, and we're gonna be an endless, nameless speck of dust in this huge universe. And these people convinced that tomorrow is Judgment Day, and the righteous are gonna be taken away to a good place, while the fucking sinners are gonna be fucking thrown to the wind and not be able to do anything about it, because there's going to be apparently a worldwide earthquake that's going to kill everybody tomorrow, and that's it. And it's so convincing that these people are so convincing, not to me of course, and hopefully not to you guys, is that they took out a huge ad in all these daily publications across the U.S., including the USA Today, urging people to be careful and to be safe tomorrow morning, because they're saying tomorrow is Judgment Day and that the end of the world is near. And this is what I told Marty earlier. I said, what if the last laugh is on us when we wake up tomorrow morning and the fucking Walking Dead are walking around, and it gives like another day in paradise, only that there's flesh-eating zombies around. I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be like, that makes total sense. I'd be like, if tomorrow morning, if it's Judgment Day really, I'd be like, alright, that's okay. I'd be like, that's okay. It doesn't really matter anymore anyways. But if it really is Judgment Day tomorrow, like Family Radio say, and Family Radio, I'm not putting them down. They're just saying, if you want more information on this, you can go to Family Radio. But I don't believe it for one bit. Marty doesn't believe it for one bit. Hopefully, if you believe it, that's great, because you can tell me about it the day after tomorrow. Get it? But anyway, it's not going to end. But if it does, oh well, because the way things are going at public access, it's going to end over there anyway, so it doesn't matter. But if it does end tomorrow, then I just want to be able to say, John Connor, come with me if you want to live, because I want to be around John Connor tomorrow, because it seems like if you're around John Connor tomorrow, you'll survive Judgment Day, and you get to fight the machine. They call me Crazy Show. They call me